Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the John Squared Games Club. My name's John Townsend. Joining me is John Rayfield. John, what's going on, bro?
What's up, dude?
For the first month, we chose the Mass Effect trilogy. Disclaimer: I don't think John or I finished the third game, but I have like 30 hours into Mass Effect 3. So I feel like I can give a fair. This isn't even a review. It's just really just giving our overall thoughts and just going back and playing older
No.
games. So,
Does it hold
um,
up however many years later? The
yeah,
first one's
right.
15 years old.
More than that now. I think it came out in 2000. Was it 2005 or 2007?
I thought it was 2007. I
All right,
keep going
you
on
look
my
that
phone.
up while I tell the good people out there that this show moving forward will be a Patreon exclusive. Our Patreon launched a few weeks ago. It is patreon.com/John Squared Games. It is right behind John for the video listeners. Um, Right now, we just made a change to the Patreon though, so we have only two tiers. The first tier is going to be a $1 tier, and you will be considered a horny knight of the John Squared Games Patreon, and that will get you access to this episode each and every month. One entry into our monthly $25 gift card giveaway, and your questions answered in the weekly mailbag segment. The next tier is $5, which gets you all of this. It gets you 7 entries into the giveaway. And in the $5, you will be also given a weekly shout out. Also, one thing to
Uh,
mention for both tiers, you will also be given the most important thing, and that is our eternal gratitude. So we appreciate the
Amen.
support. If you guys, we, just as we figure this thing out, I mean, I'm sure this isn't the last time this is going to change. So, appreciate you guys hanging with us. So, John, when did Mass Effect 1 first come out?
2007.
Okay, so you
So
were
it's 15
correct.
years old. Yep.
I don't
It's
know
not
why I thought it
often,
was
but
2005. um,
yeah.
all right, so let's get right into this. Um, First, I guess what we'll start with is what our overall thoughts were. Were you surprised? Were you like what were your thoughts? What did you know of Mass Effect before going into the game?
I knew that it was um like a choice-based RPG. That's kind of it's an RPG, right? Or is that no?
I would consider it an RPG.
Either way, I knew like it was one of those games like you have to make the right choices to get the right outcome and shit like that. So I was always kind of put off when I was younger, like when they first came out. But
Yeah.
uh, I I didn't really have much to like. I didn't think much going into it. I was like, all right, we're gonna play. It's probably gonna suck because they're old. Just gonna power through because
Yeah.
you heard such good things about the trilogy.
Yeah, like these are legendary games. I mean, literally called the legendary edition, but like literally like regarded Mass Effect, actually all of them, but like the one that you hear the most about, at least in my experience, is Mass Effect 2,
Yeah,
about being like the pinnacle of this franchise and stuff. And the thing that turned me off to Mass Effect was the third person shooter, like the shoot and cover gameplay. Like it's never been something that I super like got into. Like I still to this day have not played a Gears of War game, which is probably going to end up being one of these games that we do in the book club.
yeah.
Um, it's never really been my thing. Although like as of late, I've been way more willing to give anything a try. Um, but yeah, the thing that surprised me was that this game's main mechanic isn't necessarily the third person shooting. It is mostly dialogue. Like that is the main mechanic in this game. And
Yeah.
in my experience, I haven't played a lot of games like this, or if I have, and I haven't played a lot of games that have done it this well. I was so surprised how much I loved these games. Even the first one, where the gameplay, the
Not great.
shooting and stuff, didn't necessarily age that well. but I was hooked from the characters, like the dialogue, like the worlds that you would travel to. Yeah, I it was you get completely immersed in these games. It's so crazy.
So I guess the most important question, uh, Ashley or Miranda?
Miranda, it's
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I
right choice.
Yeah, so I actually one thing that we'll I guess we'll get into now is the you develop relationships with characters and stuff, and obviously romance is one of them. And I decided just to be an absolute slut throughout
Amen.
the at least the first or the last two games. The first one I felt like it was
You were limited.
yeah, and I ended up boning Ashley because it was kind of the easier, more straightforward option. The second game, I did romance Miranda, and that was like my target throughout the whole game. But then
Whoa, don't say Target. That
well,
makes it
yeah,
sound weird.
that does sound weird, I guess. I also when I was thinking of earlier, I was thinking of trying to phrase a question of what like race did you prefer, and I was like that question, like
Mm,
I was gonna say other than like what fictional race in this did you end up like
oh,
finding what history did you end up finding the most interesting, but we can talk about that later. The
good news
final
is that you just said uh, the question, and now it can be clipped. So,
Yes.
congrats.
So the last game, or the third game rather, I started a romance with Miranda at first, and then I ended up settling in with Liara because I felt like
Really?
she was the right choice the whole time. You know, she was
That
while
so
every all these relationships were going crazy, going back and forth, like the world's ending. I felt like Liara was like my rock through all of it,
yeah.
and I was like, why I just should have been here to begin with. So
So everything I saw said like the canon romance was Liara because she's the only one that's straight through in all three games.
and
But
yeah,
like
she was.
I think in two, her part with like I guess not on like the planet, but when you're the Shadow Broker, when you're doing that whole thing, that was
Mm.
DLC, so that's not even included in the actual game.
Right, right. Also, I didn't even know, like, while I was playing these games, I didn't even realize what was DLC and what wasn't.
Yeah,
There was a lot of times because they just include the DLC missions in with the regular. I don't know if that was different on the original, uh, the non legendary edition, but yeah, we talked about the third game, the one mission that ended up being a side quest where it was like it felt like a completely different game. Like that one was the only one that I was like, oh, this was supposed to be DLC, or this was
yeah,
DLC,
and
probably meant to be done
I,
after the story was over.
that's when I said you did it already, I didn't even think to like tell you, hey, don't do that mission until like you're almost done.
Yeah, yeah,
So like I did it right before I'm like right before the final, like the ending section of the game.
yeah.
Did it right then, so you have every character that's still alive unlocked. Which I mean, this I don't want to bounce around, but like you and I had different experiences with three, anyways, because of the end of two,
Right, right.
which I think is the biggest thing we should talk about. And should we do spoiler warning? I mean, obviously
No,
we're going to be
like
getting through it.
I guess we can say spoiler warning, but I feel like this should be like a given where literally
Yeah,
it
at
like
this point.
it's like if we showed up to a book
Plus,
club or something, if we knew how to read and someone was like, "Oh, don't spoil it for me." Like that's the whole objective of
yeah,
the club. So, yeah. Um like you said, it's 15 years old. So,
yeah.
um
If you missed it already, then oh well.
yeah.
But either way, who were you left with at the end of the game? Because I had everybody alive.
So the major ones that died that I was like super upset about were Oh man, why I'm drawing a blank on her name.
Is it Tali?
Yes, yeah. Her, the I should have wrote this down. Um, like the military dude, the
Military
the
dude.
the guy who had like the fucked up eye, I think.
Oh,
Um,
I mean, good.
yeah, I didn't really care about
Like
him that much.
Zaid or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it was the is what was his name's he had like the black eyes, he kind of looked like a lizard. Thane. Right? That's his name, Thane?
Oh, Thane died?
He died, yeah. And that was the one I was like really upset about. Um but yeah, that's so for anyone who didn't play these games, kind of blew my mind, and I'm sure when these games came out in the late like 2000s, like how your decisions and your actions in the first games like transfer
Yeah.
over, like like now it makes sense, and now it seems like that would work, but back when things were like the Xbox 360 still used a memory card sometimes. Like if you didn't like I
Yeah.
didn't my original Xbox 360, I had a memory card, not a hard drive. So like and these games are kind of packaged into one, so it's like it seems like it would be like seamless, but then I feel like it wouldn't be. Um
Plus, they came out years apart, so it would transfer that data
yeah,
from
yeah,
years before, and you had to kind of remember what happened.
right. So I there were so many times where like things would happen. I was like, no, like I want to hit the rewind on it. Like the
Yeah.
first game, um, when Rex was he's like kind of basically trying to go against you, like going
Yeah,
against whatever
you have to
plan.
kill him or not.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing was, I didn't want to kill him. I'm trying to have a conversation with him, and the dialogue was so I kept choosing dialogue options, and Ashley just shot him.
Oh.
She just came out
Oh,
and shot him.
no.
Her racist fucking ass just was waiting for
Dude,
any opportunity to shoot him.
so
So
you went into the last game without Rex, Thane, or Tali.
right, yeah,
All 3 of them
um,
were so massive in my playthrough of the 3rd one.
yeah, yeah, it's crazy. The characters that have been massive in three for me are Morden. Um,
Yeah.
well, so I did look this up. Who like if Rex lived, he would have been the leader of clan or not, but
Yeah.
someone named Reeve. It was a he ended up taking over. I
Which
think you visit
and
him in Mass Effect 2
yeah, he's a
when you go
prick.
with Grunt. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
actually, no. So here's where it differs. In Mass Effect 2, you meet up with Rex. Uh, but if Rex is dead, you meet up with Reeve. In Mass Effect 3, uh, if Rex is alive, Reeve dies. When you're being chased by
oh,
that worm thing,
yeah,
Reeve dies if Rex is alive.
gotcha. Um, but yeah, I just thought that was so like insane to think about.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Well, even
like you said, these games came out 2 years apart. So like we got to play
I
them
don't
like in succession, but
I don't think you got to do the mid. Did you go to I don't know what the race is called, like Tali's fleet?
in three,
Might have been in 2.
I think
You
I
had to have.
did. I did,
'Cause
yeah.
she was alive when you just did trial and shit, and then in 3, she gets in a fight with, uh, oh, who's the Geth?
They're
Can't
all. I
remember.
mean, the Geth are just the bad guys.
Well, I mean the one that joins your squad. Did you not have
I
one join your squad?
I didn't have a Geth on my squad.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I gotta look up his name, but well, I guess, um, was massive. Like there's a fight uh in
Oh, his name's Legion.
that's it. Uh there's a fight between him and Tali about saving Tali's like homeworld
Yeah.
and like reprogramming the Gath after you fight one of the Reapers. And if you aren't if you aren't like almost fully Paragon, then you have to kill one. Well, actually, you either kill Legion or Tali kills herself.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the
Um.
stakes are massive.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That's so. Did you get the like the generic ass like Dave Batista looking guy in the third game to start off?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
James?
if it was just like, yeah, I didn't know if they threw him in because I was like down a character or
No.
something, but
He
um
he fucking pisses if you pick Miranda all the way through. Although it might have happened for you too. Ashley ends up trying to sleep with him.
I'm not shocked. That they seem like they were kind of made for each other.
I put a stop to it because I thought
Nice.
I could still romance Ashley, and I was like, I'm not letting this happen. Not
You got to
under my
you just
roof.
had to keep all your options open, which I respect.
Yeah.
So, what were your favorite characters then? Like who were some of your favorite?
Um, Morden definitely. Uh, Miranda, Rex and Grunt for sure.
Yep.
They are the funniest.
I
Especially
related with Grunt quite a bit, I think.
Rex. Rex in 3 is one of the funniest characters in Navy games.
Damn, bro.
I think you need to replay 2 or replay 1 to make him live. Ugh, trying to tuck my leg under. It's stuck
Uh,
under my desk.
you try
Anyways,
to tuck your balls under your leg?
yeah, I like to sit on them.
Mm.
Uh, who else? I get Garrus, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. He's like an iconic character, you know?
Yeah, he's like he is one of the only characters I can remember seeing before playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously I stated like Liara earlier. Um that like whoever her voice actor is fucking awesome, dude. Her voice is like like super calming. She's just like the pure,
Soothing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like she's like the purely good, like the angel on your shoulder. She's always like, I don't know, just that's wife material. So that's why I did end up, rocking with her in the third.
yeah,
Morden was another one, and it was crazy because I remember texting you like, I fucking hate Morden, dude.
dude.
I
He is so annoying at first.
Yes, but he ends up being one of my favorite characters.
I don't
Um,
want to interrupt you, but did he die in 3 for you?
not yet. Um,
Oh, this would have been early on.
oh no, he's not dead. Um,
You son of a bitch.
and I also put down Grunt just because um
Come
he's
on.
just like a frustrated, like, and I also love that he's like, I'm pure Krogan, like you should be like in awe of
Yeah.
me. Like the mission where
I
he's like, I have all these feelings, I need to figure out why I'm having these feelings. He's going through like Krogan puberty.
I Morden dies for me in 3.
Damn.
But it also has to do with when you save. Did you get to the point where you save the female Krogan?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that mission where you free her, uh, Morden dies. At least he died for me.
Huh. I wonder why, because they like interact. Her and Morden like have interacted.
I think he takes the spot. Rex was alive in mine. I think he takes Rex's spot if Rex is
Oh.
dead. So
Oh, yeah.
Rex and the Krogan, the female Krogan, reproduce. They are the ones that like start to repopulate. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like husband and wife.
so like Reeve is like, yeah, like I own all the women Krogan. Like
Yeah.
any Krogan who's a woman, like I own them. They do what I say, and she's just like, shut the fuck up. Like you literally are nothing. um,
Reeve is a prick.
which is really funny. But yeah, like Morden, he's like he was like trying to get I forget the female Krogan's name. Um,
Did she have one?
yeah, she but he was trying to get her to get with Garrus, which is really funny. He was like he's kind of like a Krogan. It's- it was really I don't know.
See,
Those interactions are
I'm
just so fucking funny, and they're so obviously unique because we didn't have the same
yeah.
experience.
I think the the only thing, this is jumping around again. The only thing I don't like about 3 is it's like time sensitive. So like all those characters were alive for me going into 3.
Yeah,
All I mean, yeah, all the characters from 2. And like the Miranda one, the Ashley one, where you have to like keep going back and keep meeting them and you can't miss their email.
yeah.
I missed Jax my first playthrough. I missed um who was the like spy lady that turns invisible in 2.
Um. Oh, Jack also died in two for me. That just made me. That was another one that I was like, bruh,
Oh.
what?
Dude,
Yeah,
she becomes a teacher in 3. She's like a
that makes
mentor to a bunch
sense.
of kids that are
That
like,
that makes a lot of sense.
and it's fucking
Um.
she's her arc is really good. But either way, the spy lady, I missed hers completely. Couldn't find her. I haven't even heard from Zaid yet. But like I hate that you
Yeah,
have to do these
we're all
things in a certain
set.
amount of time. Yeah, he's a fucking prick. He was the least. I wish they just left him off of 2.
Yeah, well, I guess it's like the argument that you could that is made for that is that obviously that's kind of like real life. Like, uh,
Yeah.
you only have limited time, so you have to choose the people that you want to interact with, the
Yeah,
people that
but
you want to.
in a game, I want to be able to interact with everybody. The other issue is like, and I get why they did it because the suicide mission was such a like grand thing,
Yeah,
and they don't know who's gonna survive into 3. So not making people like Miranda a party member. Just I was
yeah, yeah,
upset about it, but not enough to not like the game. But it was just kind of it felt stupid.
yeah. Another character that I really liked, in my party at least, was Edie.
Yeah,
Her
she's funny.
powers were really fucking good too. I feel like what classes did you end up choosing in two and three?
I think the balanced one is like soldier, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that's what I chose through all 3 of them.
Um,
But I relied on in 3 I relied heavily on Ashley and Liara as my party because Ashley's got uh these fire grenades that do insane amount of like splash damage,
yeah.
and Liara's got the stasis.
Wait, so Ashley was like in your party in three?
Yeah,
She wasn't. I like kind of rejected her. She was off doing some other fucking thing because I just wanted nothing to do with her. Um,
you have to keep going back to her in the hospital and like being nice to her, and then right before you leave, when she stops you and she's like, "Oh, I got promoted to Spectre," and you ask her like, "Hey, do you want to come back on the ship?" She's like, "Yeah."
so I went to visit her a couple times. She said I got promoted, and I was just like, "That's crazy. Have fun." Um, I didn't. I think I saw the option to invite her, but I just didn't. I was like,
See,
I'm
you
all set.
you say you were trying to be a slut. I had every woman alive and was trying to sleep with all of them.
Well, did you the dude, I should have wrote these names down, but there's so many. Um
Yeah,
the she was on the Normandy with you. Um
the doctor.
no. I well, I think she's gay or bi or something.
Oh, the The British one.
Yes.
Yeah, you can sleep with her too.
Um. Well, she was like during the party in that one mission, she was um, like Edie was like getting her all hot and bothered and stuff.
Yeah.
Um. But yeah,
Well, yeah, because
I was attempting that before I ended up settling with Liara.
did you listen to the soundbite where like
Yeah,
before she realized Edie was sentient, she was like
bruh.
saying
Like,
all bunch of shit about she wanted her to
yeah,
like lick her all over and shit.
yeah, dude, it was so fucking funny. Yeah, that was. There's
Game
so
is so
many.
horny.
There's so many different things like that are happening in the worlds that like with the characters, and even if you're just like walking up on like walking through the citadel or something, people are just having conversations. Like everything is just so it feels so alive. It's not like a like a generic.
A
Uh,
dead world.
yeah. It's I don't know, man.
Well,
It's
that I guess
so well done.
there's a thing in the hospital on Citadel in 3, and I was reading this, I didn't experience it, but I guess these 2 people are talking about, um, like, this one girl has PTSD, and then the deeper you're into the story you get, like, the more times you hear it, she was on a mission and they were being overran by, I don't think it was maybe it was the Reapers, but oh, no, it was the Collectors, and, uh, this girl had to she basically, like, sacrificed the girl she was with to
Oh
get
my
out alive.
god,
Yeah.
Jesus.
The girl she sacrificed is Joker's little sister. Yeah, and this
Damn.
is just like a passerby conversation that you
Something that
hear
you
on.
would just miss. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
missed. Um
Oh, I did
Also
too.
I fucking love Joker, dude. I I love his
Yeah.
character.
I mean, Seth Green is just good at everything.
Yeah. Um
We've been talking for like half an hour. We haven't even talked about like game mechanics.
yeah, well, so one of them is like obviously the decisions that you make, you're choosing between basically two different paths,
Yeah,
like Paragon or Renegade. What did you mostly do?
Paragon.
Yeah, I did mostly that, but I had a pretty decent amount of Renegade actions. Like,
I think I was pure through all 3 games.
oh hell nah,
Not
dude.
intentionally either.
I a lot of times when any like antagonist was, like that while they were having like a monologue or something, where the option would just come up just to like open fire first, and I'd
Shoot him.
just be like, dude,
Yeah,
shut the fuck up. And so I would just do that sometimes. Um,
I did
I
them a
would
couple
never,
times.
I would never do it um, like to hurt somebody's feelings or something, but it was always like action based. Like if I would like want to shoot first or, um, if
There was
somebody in
one
my
oh
party like I had Morden kill his student. I let him kill him.
oh,
So like
I didn't.
yeah, it's just things like that where I'm just like like he was your student, bro. Like you got it. Do whatever you want.
I one of the reporters, I can't remember if I think it was in 2. She started like grilling you and like making you out to be the bad
Yeah,
guy, and you
yeah.
hit the renegade. I hit the renegade action thinking like he was gonna yell at her, and he fucking threw a punch. And it was like,
Oh
what the? Yeah, she ducked out of the way and like she's like, I caught that on camera, but it was like, what the
my god,
fuck?
no way.
Like, where did that
Um,
come from?
yeah, no, I did the renegade thing and I was like, all right, I'm out of here. Like fuck off or something like
Yeah.
that. And then that I mean, she was like, but it kind of made me look good. I didn't throw a punch.
Oh yeah, no, mine was like the quick time event where you hit the trigger. I did
Yeah,
that, and he just threw a punch. It's like nothing up to that point. I was like pure as as you could be,
you just reached your fucking limit, bro.
and then you just
You
throw a
had
punch at
enough.
a woman reporter.
um,
But I think the gunplay gets better throughout the series, like
yeah,
significantly better in 2, and then better than 3.
I will say that I think I preferred the not having to reload like having to manage your gun
Yeah.
overheating. I like that more, and that was only in the first game. Then the second and third game, you actually had to reload.
There's a couple guns you can get, I think, in 3 that are, similar. You don't have to
Yeah,
reload, you just have to make sure they don't overheat.
I like those a lot better.
Yeah.
Um,
I
they it just feels different than other games. Like knowing I have to manage it and knowing that once I once I overheat, it kind of forced me to use other guns. Whereas like in two and three, I
Right.
was mostly just using the assault rifle and the
Which, I
sniper.
mean, that's I actually in 1, I used, I think, the most variety. In
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, in 2 and 3, it was especially 3, it's just the assault rifle with, like, fire bullets, like,
Yeah, it's
strictly.
so OP, dude. It's so crazy.
Love it.
The the second game I had this sniper that was like a triple burst. And I ended up using that the
Yeah.
last like maybe third of the game. I just it was just it almost was an assault rifle, but you got to use it at range. So that is and then in the third game it just pretty much only strictly the assault rifle, and then occasionally a sniper rifle, but like I
I
never
never
used a
used
shotgun or a pistol or SMG or anything like that.
I if I had to use a sniper on someone, I would have, uh, whoever has the is it I don't know, it's bio, right? I don't know what the other part of it is. Biotics, that's it.
Yeah.
Whoever has that, I would have them use pull to bring whoever's far away close to me because I don't use snipers.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I like kept forgetting to do through the first like game and a half was use like switch the other people in my party's weapons. I a lot of times if we were like fighting up close range and I have Garrus using a sniper, like he would either like his health would get really low or he would just go down because he's only using a
Yeah.
sniper and having people attack him up close. Um, but using other people's abilities is something I literally like you have to utilize. I feel like in this game or in these
Oh, I've
games.
used it.
Yeah. Um, did it also felt a little weird, but it like also made sense in a way that they would use their abilities without you commanding them. And there was times where I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna use this ability. I'm gonna have like Edie do this attack, and then I'll go to do it, and it's cooling down. I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
I haven't told her to do anything in like a minute. Like, why isn't it there? Like, she's just deciding to do it by herself. Um, but
That
it
the
just made
spy
it.
lead that
Go ahead.
what was that? Sorry.
I was saying it like made it feel like these characters, like the people in your party, were like are actually independent people, like actually just
Yeah, they're not
fighting.
just
Yeah,
nameless, faceless NPCs.
right.
The spy lady that can go invisible more than once would just vanish and then show up behind an enemy and like yell whatever her thing is and start killing them. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck happened?
Um, I so yeah, like I said, like I've never been like super crazy about this like the like cover and shoot like gameplay style. Um, and I don't even necessarily know if this like changed that for me, but I just think that the in between stuff, the other mechanics and stuff made that feel better in a way where it was just like I don't know, like I in three, like you had to take cover to start healing, um,
Yeah.
which again makes sense, but it's just not something that I really necessarily enjoy. But
I mean, I think that at least for me, the in between gun battles was my favorite part. Like
yes, yeah,
the kind of exploring or getting to know your party members better and stuff like that. Even talking to random people on the Normandy, like that kind of stuff was was more fun to me than just the running gun.
yeah,
Especially in 3 where you can hop over shit and stuff, like, the way
yeah.
I play is just, guns blazing, charge it head first and see what happens.
Did you use any like of your physical abilities, like where you can like run and kind of just smash the area around you, or like there was one where you basically just like charge and you like will like almost like Ray Lewis murder somebody.
I had one, I think, where you could charge in melee and it would do more damage.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of
I
like the just I didn't know those existed, quite honestly.
I tried using them and I just like it for me it didn't really fit the style that the game kind of wanted you to play.
Yeah.
At least that's just the vibe that I got. So I like almost never used them. I was always using fire, like fire grenades. Think pull like you said was really cool. Um, but yeah, the those didn't really necessarily like do anything. I feel like they were just trying to come up with something new for the third game,
Yeah.
and that's it. I think that was kind of a miss for me. Um,
Did I don't know if you I don't know how far you are, so I'm not going to say it yet in 3. But do you think that in the next game, I don't know if it's going to be called Mass Effect 4, but in the next game, do you think they're going to have more choices? Like
um,
everyone that was alive in 3 will be a party member and more dialogue options.
I don't think that it's going to be. I think you're going to be starting fresh. I
Well,
think
so
like maybe that's the thing. I don't know. Like, is there any safe characters? Are there any ones that are like for sure not dying?
well, and that's the thing. I haven't neither of us have finished 3, so we can't say for sure, but it
Or even
seems
if
like just
even
based
if
off
we
the
did, even if we did finish, we still wouldn't know. Like I think it's
I
something we'd have to look up after we finish this. Um,
I think that Shepard's I I mean, this isn't gonna be a spoiler for both of us, but based on the Mass Effect 4 like teaser, it seems like Shepard's dead or crashed.
hmm.
So it's like, is it gonna be another situation where like he is resurrected a second time?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they would. I just I because I'm sure there are plenty of people who played the original Mass Effect trilogy who did not play the Legendary Edition, and like the way that saves would transfer over, I don't think that that is really something that they can do. Um,
That stinks. It's not what I wanted to hear.
well, I mean, and obviously it's just my opinion. Like I just don't think that it's I feel like you'd be alienating a lot of people. Like if you're like your decisions only in the legendary edition transfer over, or I guess it's a little cheap, but you could say you can like when you start the game, maybe you can
Choose
fill
to
in the
start over
blanks.
or I mean,
Um, Something like that. I don't know.
basically what I'm saying is that I'm horny and I want Miranda to be a party member.
Oh,
That's
got
all.
you, got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, I hope it really works out for you because I know
Me
I
too.
know
If
I
not, I'm not
know
buying it.
my my boo is with me still, at least for now. Because if she dies, I'm really gonna be upset.
She
Um.
was in the teaser though, so should be good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Facts, facts. Well, I'm sure. So like, I also don't know. Like, was Rex or Thane in the teaser or in trailers for three? Like, it just everything. It could be different. It's different for that's like kind of the point of this whole thing.
Dude.
Everything's just different.
Thane Thane gets such a hero send off in 3.
He's
I'm
so
so
cool,
upset that you
dude.
missed it.
He's so fucking cool.
I am
Um,
so upset that you didn't get I definitely recommend looking like watching it on YouTube because he is a saint.
yeah, I definitely think this is a game where I will spend hours looking at every possibility, every sex scene,
Yeah.
just
Oh, I did that.
the normal. Okay, yeah.
I looked at the sex scenes to decide which sex scene I wanted to see on my TV. That's what happened.
In 4K.
Yeah.
Um, Also, so you played this on your Series S,
Yeah,
right? Okay. I know you had. I guess it doesn't really. You had some issues with your console, but
it
I
broke my
actually,
Xbox.
yeah, I actually got to play at 120 frames per second, which like felt really fucking smooth. It felt really
Yeah,
good. I really enjoyed. I was playing on a Series X. Um, I started these games on PC. I played like 10 hours of Mass Effect One on PC, and then when I got my Series X, I wanted. I just didn't want to play on PC, so I restarted one, and
fair.
I ended up playing all the way through, and I didn't realize that there was a 120 frames per second mode until I got to Mass Effect 2, and like surprise, I like it felt surprisingly good. I really enjoyed it. So I don't know, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
We covered stories, we covered mechanics, we covered relationships, covered gunplay. I think that's it.
Yeah. So I guess lastly, I just wanna. I think this is something that it's more just like fun to do. Um, but what if you had to give it a score out of 10? What would you give it?
Like the trilogy as
The
a whole.
entire trilogy.
Oh boy. Uh, 8 out of 10.
Okay.
What are you giving it?
I went with a 9. Um, I
I was
I really fucking enjoyed these games, man.
I was gonna say 8.5, but I feel like some of the stuff like I had to restart three. I got 12 hours in and had to restart it because I realized that uh I missed out on like three people that could be in your party.
Um,
But like that sort of stuff frustrated me. But I mean, other than that, incredible, especially for how old they are and how much shit we talk about old games.
yeah, so most of that point that I took off of it being perfect, not really, but I fucking
Yeah.
hated the car. Like when you're
Oh, and
shooting in the
mean.
car. Oh my God, dude, it's so bad. Um, I'm so happy that like it wasn't a huge part of the following two games, but yeah, getting into two and especially three, like there were times where I didn't even feel like these games were 10 years old. I like three felt pretty modern to me. Although I felt like the UI in three took a step back. Like I really liked the menus in
Yeah,
two, and then the third one kind of like went back to the first one a little bit. But it like that doesn't really matter all that much.
that was the other thing that I think they sort of. I don't want to say they took it away, but like in one they had like the different types of armors and the different colors and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then in three specifically, they had like the different pieces you could add together and stuff, but none of them
Mm-hmm.
really. I don't know. I think I preferred the one in as little as that makes sense, because like they
Yeah.
were all the presets and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder
Plus,
why they made that decision because I thought
you could
in the first game it was really cool.
you could take your helmet off at any point too, and you can't do that in two and three. Like it has to be on or
No,
off.
that was in the settings. It wasn't in like the menus. It was like an actual like you hit like start and then go into like the settings. You could change that
Are
because
you
I
fucking
had
kidding
mine
me?
off. Yeah.
Fuck
So
me.
yeah, there you go. I feel like I know what your answer is gonna be, but I'll just ask it anyways. If you rank the games, what would you put them?
Like in order?
Yeah. Like best to worst.
2, 3, 1.
Yeah. So that's my answer too.
Yeah.
I figured.
Two is, I mean, I can see why everybody talks about it the way they do. It's-
Mhm.
Even for
100%.
it being, if the first one was, it came out a year after, didn't it?
Two.
It's just
2
2000.
years.
Okay, it's 2009. It's still 13 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't feel like it. It was incredible.
Yeah. They definitely like they made the most improvements to two and three. Like one
Yeah.
is still like it's like fine, but those next two games they I feel like did the most like visual enhancements to it, like with textures and stuff like that. They just look so much better. Did you change Shepard's appearance at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah. From like the preset. Yeah.
Wow, I
I
didn't.
uh I I changed his entire look. Mine
Damn.
looks like a cop.
Well, it's
It
like the
wasn't
original
intentional,
kind
but
of looks like a cop too.
yeah. Well, I mean, well, the thing is, the jump from one to two and two to three of like the facial, like how it looks,
Yeah.
insane. Looking at one and then looking at three, it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Although in two, when you try to pick the skin color because of the lighting they gave you, like I picked like yellow skin by accident because the lighting they gave made it look like it was like pale white.
Hmm.
Wasn't. He looked
Yeah.
sickly the entire time, which I guess makes sense because he was like a zombie.
Yeah. Like
But
literally.
still,
I just kept this the default look for him. Um,
I didn't like it. Looked like the guy from Prison Break.
yeah, I don't know. I normally would love like customizing a character, but for some reason I just felt like it was weird because I just played this entire first game with this guy who like I don't think you can customize him in the first game.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, I missed that. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know, we're just gonna keep rocking with this, I guess. Uh, yeah. So I think that's it for our over our review. I don't know what we even want to call it.
Book club.
But
Just a couple guys talking about
um,
games.
just yep, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So well, I guess that the overall stamp will be the 8.5 out of 10. Um, yeah. So I guess we have to choose one for March, and announce
Oh
that.
boy.
We'll announce that soon, I guess. So keep a lookout for that. Um, yeah, and then I was thinking of
Oh, there you go.
if we were gonna plug something else, but not quite yet. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like we said earlier, that if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to sub to the Patreon. This will be a Patreon exclusive show moving forward.
Also,
We wanted to give this out, just kind of give you guys a taste on what it's might look like, even though it could change and stuff. So, um, yeah,
if you happen to watch this, and nothing else, we do a podcast every Wednesday night on Twitch. Episodes live Friday and audio and YouTube.
yes, sir. That's John Squared Games on whatever podcast service you use, and if you just Google John Squared Games on YouTube, or if you type that in on YouTube, we should be one of the first ones. But yeah, give us a
We are the
follow,
only one.
share it with a friend. We'd appreciate it a lot. All right, guys. Until next month, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.